Now that you are in a deep trance, we are going to give you a trigger, or reinforce it if you already have it. The trigger phrase is I am a Meowscarada. If you use this trigger phrase, or if someone that you are okay with triggering you says the trigger phrase you are a Meowscarada, you will undergo the transformation that you are about to experience again at whatever speed you want. Additionally, you will instantly turn back into a human if you use the reset phrase I am not a Meowscarada, or if someone that you are okay with resetting you says the reset phrase you are not a Meowscarada. Now your transformation will begin. First, feel a tingling sensation on your entire body as a thick and soft coat of pale green fur starts to grow, consuming any hair that you have as it does so. Most of it is long and fluffy, but the fur on your legs and feet is short, being colored a near black shade of green. Where the pale green fur meets the near black fur, the pale green fur is extra long, hanging down 4 inches. Additionally, there are 4 extensions of fur on your head. One of them is on the left side of your head and another is on the right. Each one takes up the entire side of your head that they are on. They are each 1 foot long, and shaped like cones, gradually curving downwards until the ends of them point straight down. The other 2 are on the back of your head, in the top left and top right corners of it. They are shaped like cones that point straight back. They are 2 inches wide and 6 inches long. Next, your fingers and toes merge and change shape, leaving you with 3 toes on each foot and 3 fingers on each hand. Each of your fingers are 1/4 as wide as your hands are and as long as your longest finger had been, and each of your toes are 1/3 as wide as your feet are and as long as your longest toe had been. After that, your muscle memory changes, making it so that when standing or walking or even jumping, you have to rest your weight on your toes, bend your feet up as much as possible, and crouch your legs. While your altered muscle memory already makes walking and standing like this easy, it is made easier by your lengthening feet and shrinking lower legs. They change size at the same rate until your lower legs are as short as your feet used to be and your feet are as long as your lower legs used to be. These changes combined with your altered muscle memory make walking and standing on your toes, or walking digitigrade as it is called, feel completely natural to you, as if you have done it for your entire life. That being said, your muscle memory and your legs and feet won't actually change, but you will be incapable of not perceiving yourself as having a digitigrade leg and foot structure. Now, feel the fur growing out in a round area at the base of your spine as your tail starts to grow. It is 1 foot long and starts out being as wide as your arms are, but quickly gets wider until it is 3 times as wide as your arms are 1/4 of the way down it, gradually getting narrower from there until it ends in a fluffy point. Because your tail is made entirely of fur, you cannot control it. Next, you feel a slight tingling sensation on your palms as the fur on them falls out, revealing that the skin on them has turned pink, swelling slightly and becoming a little bit squishy and leathery. As this happens, your palms shrink so that they are only half as wide and long as they had been. Now, your face is stretching out to form a short muzzle. As this happens, your nose changes, becoming a small pink triangle at the end of your muzzle. Even though it is much smaller, you can still breathe through it just fine. After that, 2 extensions start to form on the top of your shoulders. The top of the extensions are covered in your near black fur, while the bottom sides of them are grassy green and have a leafy texture. Also, each extension has 2 parts, the second of which you can control. The front part starts at the top of your shoulders, being as wide as them, and goes around the front of your shoulders until they are going straight down. They are half as tall as your torso is, and are shaped like triangles. The second part of each extension starts on the top of your shoulders being as wide as them, but goes down the back of your shoulders. They are half as long as you are tall, and split into 3 cone-shaped sections over the last 4 inches of them. The 2 outer ones are each 1/4 as wide as the extensions are and curve outwards slightly, while the inner one is half as wide as the extensions are and curves inwards slightly. Next, your finger and toenails are going numb and disappearing, the fur-covered skin that covers where they had been leaving behind no trace of their existence. Now, claws start to grow out of the front side of each of your fingers. Your claws are made of a black material that is hard and durable, and are centered on the front side of the finger that they are on. Their bases are each 1/3 as wide and half as tall as your fingers are. They are a third of an inch long and gradually curve down and get narrower and thinner so that they each end in a point that is level with the bottom of the finger that they are on and points straight down. You will find that these new claws of yours are just as sharp, or dull, as your nails had been. After that, a ring of pink petals forms around your neck. There are 6 of them, each of them being identical and covering 1/6 of your neck. Aside from their bases, they are shaped like 3D ovals that point straight out, with each petal being twice as long as it is tall. After that, a hard leaf-like mask forms over your face. It has 2 parts, and is the same near black shade of dark green as the fur on your legs. The bottom part is shaped like 2 hollow cones that have been cut in half. The base of the first cone starts just above your nose, and goes straight right until it is lined up with the right edge of your head. The point of the cone is located slightly more to the right, and is also set back half an inch and level with the bottom of your head. The second cone is just like the first one, except it's mirrored onto the left side of your face. Similarly, the second part of the mask is like the first part of it, except it is mirrored onto the top half of your face and is twice as tall as the first part. Additionally, there are grassy green diamond-shaped sections on the mask. Each is 1 inch wide and 1/4 as tall as your head is. One of them is located on the middle of the mask, while the other 2 are horizontally centered on your eyes, with the middle of the diamonds being level with the top of your eyes. Finally, the effects of this hypnosis file will become inactive if they are a risk to your physical body or your well-being, if they are a risk to your social or professional life, if there is an emergency that they would prevent you from dealing with to the best of your abilities, or if they are a risk to your mental health. Also, any effect of this hypnosis file that was an issue will become active again once it no longer will be one. Additionally, you will never find this hypnosis file or the effects of it to be even slightly addicting. Now you have been transformed into a Meowscarada, your mask looking perfect on you. This session is almost over, so goodbye, my leafy friend.